Okay, today is demo day. Welcome to episode 2 of Renovating Our Kitchen. After 2 years of planning, the day has finally arrived and the contractors are coming to demo our kitchen. We are adjusting to life as a family of 6 without a kitchen, and I'm also getting my joint cabinets all organized and starting to assemble a couple of these cabinets to get a head start for the contractors. It's been fun learning and also a challenge. Every project comes with its surprises and complications, and this renovation is no exception. I hope you stay tuned and subscribe and follow our journey as we transform the most important space in our house. Okay, so my cabinet manufacturer recommends that before you start your project, you organize everything. So the face frames and the doors and the drawer fronts come packed separately, and those are not labeled as specifically because it's pretty self-explanatory as you're working on your project what goes with what. But the cabinets are in boxes and they're labeled exactly what part of the kitchen they are. What I'm doing now is I'm setting everything out in my studio, which is the perfect location for me. It's a big open spot. My kids don't come in here. It's still on my property, so if you have like a basement or just like an open room where your kids are not going to get into it, that's a good spot to get organized and set up. I'm fortunate that I have this space. I just realized last night, like I had an aha moment. I was like, oh, my studio, because I felt so disorganized. I was like, everything is in boxes. This is not going to work. I need to get organized. I don't need my studio for the next 2 weeks. Therefore, I'm now using it as my cabinet assembly and organization room. I'm gonna go ahead and organize and get educated as best I can on how to put together this kitchen. And then I'm actually going to put together a couple of cabinets. And I wanna do that not only because I want to, but also because I think it would be a good idea for me to do a few, and then if my contractors have questions, I'm fully educated on how to help them understand how this particular company, how they recommend to install and put them together. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm a little nervous, but also super excited to get going on this. It was so nice sorting through all the face frames and doors and getting to see everything and just trying to lay everything out so that we can clearly and visibly see what goes with what. Meanwhile, my kids were taking all of the sheets of cardboard and having a field day with them. Check this out. This is my little cutout cabinet. How cute! See it over here. I love it. All right, so I'm gonna start with the base pull-out cabinet, which goes to the right of our range. And I'm only starting with this one because it was the easiest box to access. I wanted to start with a different one, but we're just gonna dive right in and do this one. But the cool thing is this one comes with a already put together unit on the inside that I'll show you. Awesome. It already has the drawer slides attached. All I need to do is put together the cabinet box and some hardware. So I found the face frame that goes to this unit, and I have cute little leg extensions in the design. So I was able to find the right face frame that had the right side leg extension. And then I'm also supposed to go through the hardware and kind of organize it. The manufacturer recommends that you put the hardware in lots of different solo cups and organize everything. However, for this unit, I actually didn't need that hardware because the box came with everything it needed for the base pull-out unit. So I just went ahead and started building this. I am following my phone for directions. Cabinet Joint has a lot of videos, and so I am just literally watching them and taking it step by step. It was honestly a bit terrifying building this cabinet because after you've spent so much time and money on this, you just want to make sure you do it right. So as you can see, I am stressed out. I also didn't have a rubber mallet, which I needed, but I figured I could just kind of make do for this one. I ended up using 2x4s and hammering things down that way. But essentially you use a lot of wood glue and you put the wood into these grooves. They have splines that keep everything really secure, and then you mallet it down. And once you get all the pieces in, it's already pretty secure, but then you finish it up with some nails.
You will see, gotta be very careful, you will see there's two little pock marks here. And these two little pock marks, so we're going to do side, which is what we really care about.
This is the part that I was most scared of from the very beginning, and that is when you finish it off with brad nails. It's easier to use a staple gun for this. They're a little bit more sleek, but in this case, I was just super careful and feeling under the cabinet each time to make sure it didn't pop through. However, I did pop through a little bit on the finished side, which was super frustrating. However, you can barely see it. Ta-da! Okay. Today is demo day. I feel like I'm on HGTV. But before we demolish these cabinets, I told the kids that they have an important job. And that is...
Give me a crayon.
And you may draw on you may draw on the wall. You may, wait, not yet. Let me give you directions. You may draw on the wall on that side or any on this side, but you may not touch this side. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, go for it. You having fun, Joseph? Woo! Smash me. Look. Demo day was so fun to watch. We did have two surprises on this day. One was that the vent hood above our oven had a plastic film over the opening, preventing it from functioning properly at all. So the past 2 years, and for whoever knows how long, it's just been blowing air up into the unit. And then the other one was that we found tons of mold under the upper cabinets in our kitchen and also behind our sink. The ones in the ceiling were a bit of a surprise. It looks like it's coming from a toilet leak or something, and so definitely something we're gonna have to figure out. right, demo day 1. I'm exhausted and I didn't do any of this work. But just like watching them and feeling like I needed to see what was happening, to see what was behind the cabinets, exhausted me. And also just figuring out how we're gonna cook, what we're gonna do for dinner. It's a whole thing. So yeah, as you can see, we have a ton of mold right here. We have a ton of mold here. They haven't even fully taken the cabinet off, and I know it's gonna be horrible, but I'm gonna talk to the guy tomorrow, and hopefully it's just like a contained situation and we just need to remove the drywall, which we were gonna do anyways. So like remove the drywall, put brand new drywall on in all these areas and make sure that there's no leak or situation over there. I know that the previous owners had a leak from that bathroom and they supposedly had an insurance claim. So I'm thinking that when they had the insurance claim that they, you know, fixed what they saw and they probably needed to take down those cabinets and address the water that got behind there, because that's where all the mold ended up. Or maybe it's a current situation. Maybe there is a little leak going on here that we're going to address. So that's why I'm super happy I have an amazing contractor who does it all. He's gonna look at that, he's gonna know how to handle it, and I have full trust in him. I will put all of their info below. They are amazing. If you're in the Atlanta area, they do it all. But yeah, that's the situation. I feel like I shouldn't even be in here because of all the mold, but I'm excited just to see the space. It's more open. I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. Just to give you an idea, this is where we're at after day 1 of demo. There's still a lot more to do, but this is great progress. It's a little overwhelming to look at, but I'm just even more reassured in my decision to renovate, because knowing that all this mold was behind the cabinets just makes me so thankful that we decided to go ahead and do this now. Later that night, I left the chaos of the house to do a photo shoot. If you're not aware, I am a family and newborn photographer in the Atlanta area. That's what I do for a living, and I was thankful to be able to step out of the house and work with some lovely clients before coming home to this mess. This is our makeshift kitchen, and it needs some cleaning, but it is working for us. I need some emotional support ice cream. You can't get a degree in that.
You can't get a degree in
I have a degree in YouTubing. The next day there was no demo going on, and so I wanted to use the time to finish up this cabinet. And once again, I'm just following the manufacturer's videos and taking it step by step to install this base unit.
Strike a line screws. I'm going to need and what we have here is the plate and back are not.
Okay. This has been a humbling experience for sure. I'm upset with myself for many reasons. Number one, I chose one of the most important cabinets to put together first, and it's one of the trickier cabinets because this side is finished and this side, and this has a rollout. It's going okay, but there are a few mistakes that are just gonna bother me. But how else am I supposed to learn? So I feel like it's okay. You know, you can't do something unless you start, and I had to just start, and you're gonna make mistakes along the way, but I can live with those mistakes. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, so I've gotten the cabinet pretty much put together. I'm just trying to tweak like the position of the pull out, make sure the door is nice and flush. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it 100% perfect for this one, and I think that's okay. But for now, I have this little piece of plywood, and I need to mount it to the side of the box because we don't want this unit wobbling. And so they have a little bracket right here somewhere. Yeah, right here. There's a little bracket, you can't see it, but there's a little bracket on the side here that I'm going to mount to this block. So I'm going to mount the block first to the cabinet and then the bracket to the block. And that will keep this from wobbling. And then I also need to mount this back bracket to the back of the unit so it'll be nice and secure. So I'm going to do that now. Scary. I was 100% stressed during this process because I didn't want to damage the cabinet. It was really hard because it's the first time I've done it. So now I feel more confident moving on to doing other cabinets. In this clip, I was putting on the inset door and just trying to get the positioning 100% perfect. It took me a long time. It was good. It could have passed, but I'm a perfectionist. And so I just kept tweaking it until it was just right. So I think in the end, people can't see my little errors and it's a functioning cabinet. Thing to do is to add this. If I can just get it in the middle and get it not crack anything, then I'm happy and we're good, and I'll show you. All right, let's do this. Measuring tape, measuring tape, measuring tape. Where are you? So this is 12 inches. Angles. 7 3/4. So I don't know how to find the middle. I can't do that math. Just half of 11 3/4. I was having a hard time with the math and switched to the eyeball method. I've got a piece of tape on my drill bit so I don't go through the cabinet. That's the goal here. All right, well that was a journey, but here it is. We did it. Wow, that was brutal. Oh, all right, that's all for this video, guys. I'll see you next week. Hopefully we have a lot more progress on the kitchen. I'm not exactly sure what's going to be happening over the course of the next week with demolition and kitchen stuff, so I will just be sure to take you along for the ride, whatever that is. So see you then.